Hello everybody, my name is Hofsays Tortoise and welcome to Graviteam Tactics. Today I'm going to be talking to you about heavy weapons. Now, heavy weapons in this game includes, well, in my definition, includes three things: tanks, guns, and artillery. And when I say artillery, I mean regimental guns, on-map mortars, and off-map mortars. So what I'm going to be doing is going into the operational phase, showing you how to add these into your reinforcements, and how to use and deploy them on the battle. First off, we're going to go into... I have moved a few units up here to get you show how to use them, and hopefully we can use them in a battle. We are using Korolev, and we have... This is a battalion commander, the company, some guns, some tanks, and we might be able to move this infantry in as well. So we'll just set them to attack, and now we'll put them in Now we'll select their reinforcements. Now looking at Korolev, he is the commander of the 1st Rifle Battalion. To see the the reinforcements you have available in your battalion, you can hover over this and it should tell you the amount of reinforcements you have somewhere. Oh yep, the 107 Guards RR, we can see them up here specifically. Alright, in the 107 Guards RR, which has Major Korolev of the 1st Rifle Battalion, we can see all the stuff we have up here as reinforcements. We have 2 artillery spotters, a regimental gun, a couple of battalion and company mortars, and an artillery spotter. It doesn't look like we have any... Well, we do have the gun. We have the normal guns in the barrel, these ones, the 45mm. So, now to put in to select your reinforcements, you right-click on the unit that you wish to reinforce, and then you select your type. Now, here's the thing in this game. In Operation Star, you could specifically choose the reinforcement you wanted to put. In that game, if you had a spare spot in platoon, you could click on the reserve and the specific company you wanted and just chuck it in there. In this one, you have to select... It's very abstracted. So if you want artillery, you would press reinforce support. Now he's going to get one of these things. We don't really know. We have to see it in the battle. We'll do the same for him and for them. Now, now all these are we'll get anti-tank for that. And most likely this one will get an anti-tank, this one will get a mortar, and this one will get off-map artillery. That is Lieutenant Gorechka, and I think he's up there, yep. And he'll probably play a part in the battle, so let's get in there and see what happens. And hopefully we'll be able to use all these units in the battle. Oh, that's a lot. It's bullshit! Alright, well we do get to use a fair amount of them, so let's go in and see what we can do. Now when you select those reinforcements, those will come into effect when you press the end turn button. So in the middle of a turn you can't actually use them. Alright. Now it looks like we did get those units, which is good, so let's just set them up and show what we got. Major Korolev, the leader of the 1st Rifle Battalion commander, he got an artillery spotter, which means he now has off-map artillery, which you are able to call in. So we'll get everybody set up for now, we'll just... Okay. Now for off-map artillery, you don't have to worry about line of sight, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care where we place them, I just want to explain this. So there we have the commander, the artillery guy, and the phone layer. Next we have guns. So we'll put them in up here as well, just get them in a line, nothing too special. Now there's Pisarenko, who also has an artillery spotter. This is actually very, very random. Sometimes you could get an artillery spotter, sometimes you could get a mortar. And I can explain mortars along with the guns because it relies on a very similar concept. So we'll set him up along here as well. And now we have Gorechka, and that is a good thing, he has a regimental gun, so we can use that as a reinforcement mortar example. And the rest, I don't give a shit. Go away. I don't care. You're useless. Go away. We'll just set them up there, I don't give a shit. Alright. What the fuck? Alright. Oh, well, we got the tanks there as well. Alright. Now, I want to talk about how you should deploy your heavy weapons. tanks should always be at the back, especially in a situation like this. Because the enemy is heavily entrenched, they could have God knows what is up here. So you want to put these guys somewhere where they can't be seen until you know the composition of the enemy forces. Probably somewhere around the back line here, but if you want them to fire up there, such as enemy infantry, you could put them somewhere here, and they should have an angle up onto this slight slope. But the enemy guns may have a line of sight. So just put these guys behind some trees and they should be fine until you know. Guns, not really, because they're not as valuable. So you can just put them out and they won't die as easily to enemy and anti-tank. Now regimental guns, similar like mortars, basically you want to hide them. You want to hide the regimental gun, where is it, this guy, behind a tree, because he functions very similar to a mortar. So hide him behind some trees and he could fire over the top. But the important thing is that you have the commander, Grechka, out with line of sight. So everything here, he can point to the artillery and they'll be able to fire. But if this guy is too far, the artillery will have to rely on its own line of sight to shoot the enemy, because the the commander acts as a spotter, and that's very important in this game. So this guy cannot stray too far, otherwise he will have to rely on his own line of sight. And it pretty much goes as similar for the guns as well. So let's just start the battle and show you how everything works. Right, first off is that we want to set up our off-map artillery. So let's select Korolev. To do this, you can see all the modifiers up here. You select the artillery guy, and up here are 3 targeting reference points. And these are points that are basically predetermined points where the artillery can fire with the least amount of time to readjust. So you can set these however you want. You right click and just set them anywhere. To set up a line, you just hold right click and do that. And it should do a creeping artillery barrage if you set it up that right, but it's going to look a little bit random when it actually fires down, but it's still very useful. To select different modifiers, to actually do the artillery, you simply press this button here. I'm not sure what the 12 means, but you can select each one and it should highlight a different thing. And that is fine. And you can also select different types of things by clicking on its icon, high explosive, smoke, incendiary, and there's also shrapnel. Adjustment fire is the amount of things you want to shoot per gun. I'm not sure what immediate action does. So that is very simple things up there. And you can hide this if you don't want to see, if you don't really care about what's happening or you have presets, so you can just select them and they can do their own thing. Okay, let's start. Alright, now let's show you how to do area fire. Area fire is something that is very, very important, and we can demonstrate this using Grechka's gun. Let's see what he has line of sight over. He has a fair amount of line of sight, so to tell the artillery here to fire over there, you simply select area fire and right click. Now within a few seconds the regimental gun should start firing, which is this bad boy over here. A regimental gun is the actual... Oh shit, there it goes. Whoa, that damage. Now, where did I tell him to fire? I can't remember. Yep, pretty much there. He's pretty much getting extremely accurate shots on the target area because the commander has direct line of sight. He is directly communicating to his guy where to shoot. But he also has line of sight as well, so that's okay. With guns, you can pretty much tell a very similar thing. So we'll tell them to open fire over there. Because these guys are in such a good position, I always position these guys out in the open, especially on this mission because you can just lay waste to the friggin' ridge and any motherfucker that's up there. It's always good fun. Alright. I think that's all I really need to show you. This guy's just losing his shit on that area. Look at the amount of damage that he has done on this very specific target. If enemy units are in trenches, they're going to get completely shredded. You can pretty much do area fire for pretty much any target you want. But you have to keep in mind line of sight and how the gun works. If you have a tank, a straight gun, chances are you don't need a commander. But if you have a mortar or something that fires in a howitzer method, not a howitzer? I know, up lobs it over something, you want line of sight of the commander. If the commander's out of range, you cannot give accurate fire, and the only way that the gun can compensate is by having its own line of sight. Are these guys gonna fire anytime soon? Alright. If you have any questions regarding the use of heavy artillery or its deployment, don't be afraid to leave a question or a comment on the video. All likes and subscriptions are highly appreciated because this is a niche channel. I need all the support I can get. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and do all the crap that YouTube wants you to do. Oh my god, stop firing! We get it, everything over there is dead. Yeah, he's a fair amount of ammo. Alright, I'm just going to end this video here. Thank you for watching.